So I asked ChatGPT why Occam's razor, why is it called a razor? And it's like, well, it's supposed to slice away anything extraneous. Like, and so this is a razor. There's only five things, Jerry. There's not all we're only ever, no matter what your level, no matter what your language, we're only ever doing five things. And it starts with two things. Structure supporting conversation. That's a two-story house. So when you walk in the front door, what's on the first floor? It's the structure of the language. I'm going to divide that into three things. Then you take the stairs or maybe the elevator up to the floor two, conversation, and what goes on there? Two things. So what are the three things that happen in structure? Susanna? No? The first is
Things that
verb.
happen in
Huh?
structure.
Grammar,
Oh,
vocabulary, and conversation.
Yeah. Verb, vocab, and useful expressions.
expressions.
You can't find anything outside of verbs, vocab, and useful expressions. There's nothing in language that doesn't fall into one of those three categories.
Hmm.
So whatever you want to talk about, it's either going to need a verb or okay, fine, take away verb and vocab. Just you want to say good morning. There's no verb there. It's just an interjection. Well, good morning is a useful expression. So hi, good morning, bom dia, tudo bem, and so on. And the two elements of conversation,
Questions and answers.
Susanna, questions and answers. That's all you're ever doing. So in the spirit of questions and answers, I was thinking, what are the best first questions, must know questions? And I came up with a list of 20, we'll call them 20 must know questions. Let me put it in the chat channel.
Well, that would be in any language, correct?
Exactly right. I'm doing a spreadsheet that has them in bunches of languages. There's the 20 questions in English. How are you wearing? What are you doing? The first five are golden questions. Golden questions being questions that have a different answer every time. They're infinite questions. What's your name is not infinite because it's the same answer every time. But if I ask you, what are you doing right now? That changes moment to moment, day to day. So those are golden questions. When it comes to those first 20 questions, I'm thinking to myself, if I if I had to only learn those 20, what what 20 or what 10 or what 5 if I was limited to only 5? What would give me my most bang for my buck? Like what would teach me the most about the language and also give me the best chance at a good conversation?
Hmm.
Because if the question was like, you know, what do bees eat or something like it's like, I'd rather be able to say, how you doing? Where are you? So, um, I've been going for myself, been going all in on those 20 questions.
In Wolof, you mean?
Just in general.
In
Just
general?
like I need them in Wolof. ChatGPT is not good in Wolof. That's why I'm like at a snail's pace with Wolof.
Mm.
I like need a person every time. And it's like impossible to get someone on the call. And then there's like no anyway, I'll spare you my Wolof woes. All right. Check. That's gonna work for check. So John, like, when it comes to the 20 must know questions,
Hmm.
what are your favorite books? I thought I was supposed to say, what are your favorite color? What's your favorite color? Well, I guess that works too. Whatever. Favorite, whatever. Favorite something. Anyway, ChatGPT seems to be good with check.
I think so. I think there's a problem with some of the grammar, the cases, et cetera, et cetera. Because thanks for the tip on Hello Talk. I had used that before, but I saw you using that. So I've got a few people on there that I can
Nice.
test stuff out with and, exchange messages with. But I think it's kind of okay, maybe 80% of the time, ChatGPT, but, clearly does get stuff wrong with check. So,
Yeah.
mm,
Well, 8 out of 10
mm,
ain't bad.
mm.
Uh, soon. So I'm gonna put this in a language or two, and I'm gonna start making some like videos, just experimental videos where I ask the person the question. In fact, I need to do this with Fabio in Portuguese, where I just, okay, I'm going to run through these 20 questions. You respond however you want. This could be done in a language that you're not great at. I could do this and we'll try to do it in Wolof if I can ever put it together. John, if you know, even if you're not the Czech teacher, you could find the Czech speaker and just have your 20 questions printed out or on the side window of the screen and say, okay, here's what we're doing today. I'm asking you 20 questions in Czech. You respond.
Mm.
For them, it's like, okay, cakewalk. They're like, oh, okay, what's your favorite color? Oh, losing,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah, it's good.
Final thought on that. Part of why it's a razor is if you can't do this, if you can't first ask but if you can't answer the questions, then then what are you doing? I mean, like you can do anything you want too. Like you can do anything you want, but if you can't answer those questions in the language you're learning, like easily, then you should be able, and you have to take care of that. All right. Any comments or questions here? All right. I'm gonna walk through the list. How are you? First, hi. Jerry, here we go. Here's how you say hi. It's in the chat channel. I'll save you from reading if you don't want it. It's oi.
Oi.
Is that Czech somehow? No, ahoy, right? No,
Ahoy.
never mind.
Ahoy.
All right. Oi is hi. All right, here we go. Oi, Susanna.
Oi, Tony.
Oi, John.
Oi, Tony.
Oi, Jerry.
Oi, Tony.
Just gonna walk down the list here. How are you? It's not really how are you, it's everything well.
Mm.
Listen to how we say this. It's tudo bang.
Tudo bem?
Tudo bang. The second word is like bang, like B-A-N-G.
Tudo bem. Oi, Tony, tudo bem?
Oi, Tony, tudo bang? Oi, John, tudo bang? Oi, Jerry, tudo bang? Everyone say, Oi, Tony, tudo bang?
Oi,
Oi,
Tony.
Tony, tudo
Oi,
bem?
Tudo
Tony.
bem?
Tudo bang.
Okay,
Tudo
say
bem?
bang like bang, bang, like a gun.
Bang.
Tudo bem?
Trick
Tudo
your mind.
bang.
Yeah.
Bem. Tudo bem.
You know, you have a to-do list. To
Tudo.
Tudo
do, what are you, as do as in doing,
Tudo
bang
bem?
as in
Tudo bem?
bem.
trick your brain because when you look at the words, you want to go, oh, to, bam, 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 bam. When you put that M in there, to do
Bem.
bang.
Tudo bang.
Beautiful, Jerry. Beautiful.
Bem.
If Fabio was able to make noise and without waking the baby, he'd be in here going, "Oh, to the bang, bang." Fabio probably says it 10 times a day. That's to the bang. It doesn't hurt to know the meaning of the words to do everything, bang, well. I want to know that. Some people are like, "Oh, don't translate. Translate." Hi, everything well? Here's the response to that question. It's tudo.
Tudo.
Tudo. Susanna, actually, I'll let you. I don't want to ruin your sip. Oi to the bang, Susanna.
Tudo.
Tudo. To the bang, John.
Tudo.
To the bang, Jerry.
Tudo bang. Tudo.
Go that way. Go that way. Question one is oi.
Oi, tudo bem?
All right, so we got question dois, três, quatro, cinco. I swear I'm speaking Portuguese. Dois, três, quatro, cinco, seis, sete, oito, nove, dez. Pergunta.
So, the response to do bang, I can say just see.
Not bad. I'll take it.
I'm
I'll
I'm
take it.
thinking C should be in Portuguese also, right?
Yeah, it's
Mm.
sing,
Sim.
spelled S-I-M.
Sing,
Sing,
Mm.
pronounced. I don't have a good mnemonic device for you, but it's somehow pronounced
like sing, kind of.
a bit like that.
Hmm.
Mm.
Sing.
Sim.
Sing. Portuguese has
Sim.
that nasal, it has that ing, that bong, that Fabio could give us even a perhaps a more nuance, but it's basically that sound. So it's bang, bang, bang to the bang. Sing, Jerry, sing, sing, sing. Nice guesses, Jerry. Nice, nice everything. All right. So pergunta número Oi, tudo bem. Pergunta número dois. What was it again? Where are you? Onde. Onde means where.
Onji. Onji.
Onde.
So it's not like Spanish where the pronunciation is exactly the way it's written.
We can say that Portuguese pronunciation is a little funkier than Spanish. It's
Uh-huh.
pretty consistent within its own world, but it might be a little funny at first. So like you look at that word that I just wrote and it looks like onde. You want to say onde, kind of like donde, but it's
Mm-hmm.
onji.
Onde.
Ungi.
Awesome. Here. Awesome.
Onde
And
você.
what's the second word? How
Second
is
word
that
is
pronounced?
that's você.
Você. I've never seen that accent. That's not a Spanish accent.
The circumflex.
Sei.
Where you are. Está should look familiar to the Spanish speaker. So, onde você está?
Onde você está?
Onde
Está.
Onde
está?
você está? Onde você
Onde você
está?
está?
Onde você está?
Onde você está?
Which is where are you? Is the same like donde eres?
It is just in Spanish, it's just like saying ¿Dónde estás?
¿Dónde estás?
¿Dónde estás ahora? Portuguese, they don't say ahora, they say agora.
Agora. Are we building a matrix out of these expressions also?
Mm, yeah, I don't know if I'm opening up a spreadsheet, but the spirit of that idea, Jerry, yes, it's the building blocks. Oi, Tim.
Oi.
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 In the chat channel, not sure if it's pops
I
what
can
we
say,
have
yeah,
for,
okay,
but
a
we
second.
got the golden questions here. So, tudo bem, onde você está? And Jerry, agora is now. So you could say onde você está agora, right?
Onde
Feel free to try that out. You can make noise here. It doesn't hurt.
Onde você está agora, Tony?
Muito bom, muito bom. John, onde você está, Jerry?
Onde
Onde você está?
onde você está agora?
Onde
Onde?
você está? Susana, estou em Chicago.
Estou em Chicago.
Estou
Em
em
Chicago.
Chicago. Susana, estou
Estou em Florida.
em Florida.
Estoy en Texas.
Estou em Texas, they say in Portuguese.
Estoy en Texas.
Nice. How do you pronounce that EM?
Em. That's
Kind of
nasal.
like
En,
The nasal.
Eng.
the nasal. It's almost nasal. It's almost like saying,
Eng.
Em.
eng,
or
Eng.
maybe like this, ang.
eng.
Eng.
Something like along those lines. So
Florida. Florida.
Estoy em Florida.
Estoy en Texas, Tony.
Muito bom. Muito bom. Susana, estou em casa. Estou em casa agora.
Estou en casa también. Estou en casa agora. Também. Também. Estou
Then
en casa.
I got Fabio's point. I got Fabio's point. I'll tell you guys.
Estou en casa.
Também. Também. Estou em casa também. Fabio wants me to teach you how the people really speak, which is a good idea. Instead of saying esto, everyone shortens it to to.
Estou en casa.
Thanks, Fabio.
Estou
Estou em casa.
em casa.
Estou em casa. Talk about verb starting points.
Estou en casa.
To. Susana, to em Chicago, to em Florida, to
Estou
em
en casa.
Texas,
Estou en casa.
to em casa. To, Jerry, você tá.
to en casa.
Está en Chicago.
Ah, sim. Susana, to em casa. Susana, você tá em Flórida, né?
Sí.
Tá bom, tá bom. Portuguese is basically Spanish.
But ta in Chicago, right? Yeah. Okay.
Tá em Chicago. Tô em Chicago. Tá em Flórida.
Tô in Florida. Ta in
Great.
Chicago.
Texas.
To en Texas.
Towing, Texas. Portuguese is also fun, Jerry. You get to say towing. I don't know. Something's cool about it. John, você, tá.
Estou na Inglaterra.
Inglaterra. Muito bom. Muito bom. Pergunta número 3. What are you doing? What is okay? Are you doing? Like Spanish, right? Spanish, ¿qué estás haciendo? ¿Qué está fazendo? You see the endo. ¿Qué está fazendo?
Fazendo.
Fazendo.
Ok, tá fazendo.
¿Qué está
All
fazendo?
are the vowels pronounced the same as in Spanish?
Pretty close. Pretty close. If we find some exceptions down the line, then we'll say, oh, that one's
So the O is O. O, like
okay.
Spanish.
There's your first exception. Fazendo.
Fazendo.
O's at the end of the word kind of curl up into an U. It's another one of the charms of Portuguese. Fazendo. Remember when we said
Fazendo.
fazendo? Jerry, nice. Nice.
Tá vazendo. Do.
Fazendo.
Tá vazendo.
Let me put the whole thing here. O que tá fazendo?
Está fazendo.
O que tá fazendo? Okay is the what?
Que está fazendo.
Tá fazendo. Often Spanish words that have H in Latin had F. Other Romance languages coming from Latin are F. So like Spanish hacer with the H, right? Portuguese fazer, Italian and French faire, you know.
Is,
Hmm.
is that like falar and hablar, falar, hablar?
Hablar in Portuguese is fala.
Um, Tony, excuse me, but one of the teachers who came, the last name is spelled uh, Renzo, but I think it's pronounced uh, Henzo.
Yeah. R's
So
on the
the R is dropped.
Yeah, R's on the beginning of words. It's not dropped, it makes an H sound. So the city of Rio, it's Rio,
Rio,
Rio.
Rio de Janeiro, Rio de Janeiro.
Mhm. By the way, at some point from Latin, Spanish hablar was fablar before it made the switch over to H. And
Oh,
that
like a
word
fable.
is related to
Mm,
fable.
mm,
Hmm.
mm.
Qué interesante.
Muito interessante.
Interessante.
Muito interessante.
Interessante.
Love how you're just using your ears, Jerry. Just muito
Muito
interessante.
interessante.
Muito
Muito
interessante.
interessante.
Muito interessante.
Muito
Muito.
interessante.
Sim, tá bom. Ok,
Tá
tá.
interessante.
You want to
Tá.
say it's interesting?
Uhum.
You say interessante.
É interessante.
Okay.
É,
É interessante.
sim.
É muito interessante.
From your experience, is it very difficult that you, having those languages being so close together, do you tend to mix and match them? Or is it not that much of a problem?
Um, Portuguese and Spanish being so similar is more of like a difficulty than it is and that's true for a lot of people. Like you can it's very difficult to find a Spanish speaker who speaks Portuguese who doesn't have a Spanish accent in Portuguese. Actually, here's what's even more true. It's very difficult to find a Brazilian who speaks Spanish and doesn't have a super heavy Brazilian accent in their Spanish. It's
That's
easy for me.
exactly
Yeah.
that's exactly interesting because last week I was talking to one of the people in my class who is Brazilian, and I was trying to speak to him and exchange Spanish. And
Yep.
he said, my Spanish is very poor. He said, you're speaking better Spanish than I am. Very interesting.
All right, here we go. Our verb right now is going to be to. Let me back up. Our question right now is, what are you doing right now? Or what are you doing? Can you see it, Susanna or Tim? O que tá fazendo, right? And someone
Okay,
said,
tá fazendo.
o que tá fazendo? That's question 3, I don't know, out of the 20 glorious questions, right? O que tá fazendo? Look, I would like to not even have to go back to the first floor. I'd rather just hang out here on the second floor. If Fabio were on, he would say, Tony, o que tá fazendo? Que tá fazendo? And I go, oh, estou... E você, Fábio, o que tá fazendo agora? Ah, tô aqui com meu bebê. And you never have to go back to the but in order to really get there, it's like, okay, let me what is my verb is to, and I just have to manually build this. Like go down to the stock, like the raw material in to. Okay, so what are you doing? Drinking coffee as always, learning Portuguese as always, teaching a class as always, sitting on my porch. I'm learning Portuguese. Fine.
Aprendendo.
Apre, aprendendo.
Jerry, you're getting like sharper and sharper every week, mashallah. Nice, Jerry. Susanna, you said
Aprendendo
aprendendo.
português.
Yeah.
Português.
Little thing to point
Is
out.
it
Go ahead.
Português?
Nice, Jerry. Português. Português.
Português.
Like
Sim,
your
sim.
gaze. Português. Susana, tô aprendendo português. John, tô aprendendo português. Timothy, estou aprendendo português. Jerry, tô aprendendo português.
Estou aprendendo português.
Aprendendo português.
Awesome, Timothy. Tô aprendendo português. Você, Susana, você tá aprendendo. Você tá aprendendo português.
How are you saying yo in Portuguese?
The word is eu.
You,
Eu, eu,
Eu, eu.
eu aprendendo português.
Go with tô aprendendo português.
Eu aprendendo do português.
Right. If you want to keep the eu, then say eu tô aprendendo português.
aprendendo.
I don't know about you, but eu tô aprendendo português. Susana, você tá aprendendo português? Timothy, você tá aprendendo português? Jerry, você tá aprendendo português? John, tá aprendendo português?
Eu tô aprendendo português. Eu tô aprendendo português.
Now we're up here on floor two because you're just você tá aprendendo português? Tô aprendendo português. Tony, você tá tomando café? Sim, tô tomando café. Você está falando português? Sim, tô
Falando
falando português.
português. Ok.
Tô falando, Susana.
Tu falando português.
Yeah, tô.
Tô falando português.
Tô. Some one of
Oh,
those. Tô. It's like a O.
So once again, you don't need the pronoun.
That's the whole thing. That's right. Just tô
tô
falando português right now, guys. Right
tô falando português.
now. Tô falando português agora.
So
Tô falando agora.
Tá falando português,
Tá
Tony?
falando português? Falando português?
Mm.
Susanna, you and me right now, we're just boom, boom, boom right up here. Tá falando português? Tô falando português. Tô falando português, Susanna. Você tá falando português?
Tô falando. Tô, tô, tô falando português.
Tô falando português.
Português.
Pretty soon I'm learning.
Tô aprendendo
Tô aprendendo.
português.
Tô aprendendo muito.
Muito.
muito,
We,
muito, muito aprendendo português.
Sim, Jerry. Você tá aprendendo muito.
Ah, tu aprendendo muito português.
Tá bom? Tô aprendendo muito português.
Tu, tu aprendendo muito, muito português. Tu aprendendo muito português.
Jerry, toe, like on your foot, your feet fingers.
Tô aprendendo muito português.
Muito.
Muito. It's not an R in there. Muito, 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 muito,
Muito.
muito português.
Mhm. We'll see how far we go before it gets like, okay, that's enough. I'd rather walk away with like two or three things that I really know than be like, oh yeah, oh, we covered so much in that class. We
Mhm.
covered so much.
Mm-mm.
Let's see if this pushes it or if we're good. That's aprendi.
Aprendi.
Aprendi, that same sort of D.
Aprendi.
Aprendi.
So, aprendi muito português.
Aprendi muito. Guys, the verb starting point, aprendi, is that passado, presente, or futuro? Once again, is that passado,
Passado.
passado,
Passado.
presente, futuro? John, você está dizendo que o verbo aprendi é passado. Passado, né? Correto, correto. All right. So that's passado, past tense. I learned, Susanna, aprendi. I learned a lot of Portuguese today, guys. Few last sprinkles of words, and then we're done. Hoje.
How about I am learning?
Aprendendo.
Very good.
Aprendendo.
Aprendendo,
Mm.
aprendendo. Tô aprendendo português.
Mhm.
See, Susana?
See?
Susana, aprendi muito português.
E tu aprendi muito
Okay.
português. That's not right though. I know.
Aprendi muito
Aprendi.
português
Aprendi.
hoje.
Aprendi muito português hoje.
Aprendi muito português hoje.
Muito português hoje.
Aprendi muito
Aprendi.
português hoje. Question for you, John. Uma pergunta para você. Uma pergunta para você, John. Você, John, você aprendeu muito hoje?
Ah,
Você
aprendi muito português hoje.
aprende muito.
Aprendi.
Aprendi muito. Eu aprendi muito hoje, John. Você aprendeu muito. John, você, I hope so.
Hum.
Espero que aprendeu muito. No, I did. Aprendi muito. Quatro perguntas. Pode.
Hum.
Oi, tudo bem?
Tudo bem.
Mhm. Tudo.
Tudo bem.
Pergunta número 2. Onde você está agora? Você. I keep going back to my Fábio is gonna yell at you. Você tá? Onde você tá agora?
Tá agora.
Onde você tá agora? O que tá fazendo? Tô falando português. Tô aprendendo português. Tô praticando português. Tô tomando café gelado. Tô escrevendo. Tô lendo.
Gelado. Oh, cold. Ice.
Exato.
Gelado. Sim, sim.
Finally, o que você fez hoje? Fez is past tense of the verb do, right? So past tense of do. Past tense of do. Ok, você
Ok,
fez.
você fez hoje. Hoje.
Bom,
Fez hoje.
speaking of the matrix or spreadsheet, let me go ahead and make one.
Mm. Wonderful.
Like this part of why I like this spreadsheet. I mean, actually, you know this very well, but part of why I like it is it's a record. I get to come back and go, oh, that's what we learned. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Wonderful.
quatro perguntas.
Perguntas.
Quatro perguntas. Pergunta número um. Oi, tudo bem?
Perguntas.
Anyone answers? Help me out here.
Perdão, permisso.
Oi, tudo bem, John?
Tudo.
Tudo bem, Susana?
Tudo.
Tudo bem, Tim? Tudo. Onde você tá agora?
Onde você está agora? Estou em Florida. Oh, sorry. Tô em Florida.
Florida.
Tô em Florida.
Tô em casa.
Muito bom.
Ok.
Sometimes I'd like to really draw these verb pivot points, verb starting points. Tô em Florida. John, tô em casa. Jerry saying, tô em Texas.
Mm. Mm.
Muito bom.
Mm.
Muito bom. Useful expressions out here. O que tá fazendo?
Estou aprendendo português.
Tô aprendendo
Pretendo português.
português. Tô falando português.
Muito.
E por fim, o que você fez? Stands further. Fez.
Aprende português hoje.
Aprendi muito português.
Muito português hoje.
Aprendi muito português hoje. Já você aprendeu muito,
Sim,
aprendeu muito hoje.
sim, aprendi muito português hoje.
Muito português. Hoje, Suzana, você aprendeu muito hoje?
Aprendi muito
Muito,
português hoje.
muito português hoje. Jerry, você aprendeu muito português hoje?
Sim, tô aprendendo português.
Nice. Right here. Aprendi
E
muito português. So
Aprendi muito português hoje.
I'll put the video up as always. I'll put the spreadsheet PDF up. And if I'm really doing this, I might make my question card so I have a way to quiz myself. I want to go, okay, I want to see oi to the bang. And I'm like, da. I'm also gonna go to Hello Talk, which I know some people like it, some people maybe don't. If you go to Hello Talk, you go blah blah blah, you go oi to the bang. I'll send out oi to the bang to 20 people and just wait for the response, you know. And then what am I gonna ask next? What are you doing? You know, it's like asking questions with questions I have.
I like the video you shared of that guy asking all the questions in, was it Korean or do you remember?
Oh yeah, that guy's good. It's Japanese.
Japanese. Yeah. That was good. Yeah.
He has a really good take on it.
Yeah.
If anyone hadn't seen it, he's like, I'm gonna walk around the streets of Japan asking people, interviewing people in Japanese.
Yeah.
I'm fluent in Japanese. That's like exactly right.
Yeah. That was good.